Ladies and gentlemen, another Wednesday is upon us. And you know what that means? Wedding Wednesdays with Samantha's Bridal. So this week we have something very special in store for you. Mother's Day is just around the corner. And so we need to celebrate this special day specially, just as it is. Mother's Day is a day honoring mothers. It is a day celebrating motherhood and celebrating maternal bonds. So naturally, you want to look for activities to do with your mother or with your mother figure. So this week, we are highlighting one of those activities that you can do with your mother this coming Mother's Day. Stay tuned for more. I'm your host, Eunice Mui.
My name is Millicent Nyawera Kehara, an event planner at House of Events and Entertainment, a graduate of the Wedding Members Business Academy. We, House of Events and Entertainment, offer all event solutions, which include planning weddings and corporate events. We pride ourselves to deliver quality and effective work. The most challenging time is when I had to do a 3-in-1 event within a period of 2 weeks, which included a traditional ceremony for the bride in Uganda, an introduction in Nairobi, and a white wedding in Mombasa. But with the experience acquired over the years, we were able to execute it to the client's satisfaction. At WMBA, I got to learn how to plan and execute an event successfully, and also the do's and the don'ts of the events industry. I recommend anyone interested in joining the events industry to enroll for classes with the Wedding Members Business Academy, because that is where my dream to become a successful planner began.
Now, this is a session that you're going to love, because I'm going to prove to you that you know how to do flowers. Yeah. We're going to do 3 arrangements, and all of them, for all the arrangements, you're going to use the same technique. We're going to do hand-tied bouquets, okay? And then we're going to do them in different sizes. For you, you're going to wrap your big hand-tied bouquets and take them home. I will take my big hand-tied bouquet and put it in a vase. Then for the small flowers that we're going to do, everybody's going to help me design this table. I'll give you that opportunity to be a designer. And you're going to all do small arrangements, and then we're going to put them around the table. And you'll see what beauty we can create together. So we have that round vase and a glass-like vase. And we're going to do 1, 2, 3 arrangements, all using the very same techniques. I'm using the same type of flowers. Who remembers the name? Yes. Okay, see? Stocks. Yes.
Those are stocks?
She got it. Yes, these are stocks.
You mean they come in different colors?
Oh, yes, they do.
Oh, you colored those ones?
No. They come in very rich colors. I have some purple ones. I have cream. They come in all colors. Pinks, purples, fuchsia. Yeah, yellow, yeah.
How do you differentiate them from snapdragons? Because they look the same.
You actually need to see a stem. They're actually very different. You can take this to Catherine, huh?
I can come.
Okay. Actually, you should just go and sit with them. Yeah.
Everyone sanitize?
They're actually, yeah, you can just take that.
See? Even the leaves.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, yes. They're different.
Oh, yeah.
You see how different they are?
Yeah. Stop. And then when they are fully bloomed, they are bigger, and the petals actually bloom out. They become much bigger. I got this, was it today morning, very early today morning, and they have not taken in, they're not conditioned well. So by tomorrow, these should be looking much better, because I believe you're going to put them in your bouquets and then put them in water when you get home. So I'm going to begin with my big bouquet and then go to the small ones. Again, I'm using the same type of flowers, roses. I have my spray roses. A spray rose is a rose that has many heads. And then I have my stalks, a bit of eucalyptus. And then I really want to use this. These are some big blooms, roses.
Wow. And they are difficult to get, eh? Those white ones, I'm told, very difficult to get pure white flowers.
Yes, but this is export quality. You have to pay. You have to pay extra for them. If you get export quality white roses, they won't let you down. Yeah. So the technique I'm using is hand tied, no oasis. I'm not gonna use my knife. My knife and scissors were for removing the thorns and the leaves. Now somebody asked me a question about the leaves. How far do you remove the leaves? Now, whenever you're making an arrangement and you're not using foam and you're working with water, you have to be careful not to have leaves under the water. Why do you think that is the reason?
Say it again, please.
You make sure that you won't have any leaves under the water.
Because they will
You
rot.
just have clean stems under the water.
Oh, under the water.
Yeah, only clean stems. Why do you think that is the case?
Maybe they'll get rotten and they eat the food.
That's exactly the reason why. They rot very fast. And when they get rotten, the water becomes contaminated, and that goes to the stems of the flowers. And your flowers get to wilt very fast because then you don't have a clean passage for water to go through. So that's the reason why you cannot have green leaves
In the
under
water.
Yeah. So I'm just gonna take my roses, and what I'll do is I'll just crisscross my stems around as I go round. Always work with feelers. When you're doing flower arrangement, you will realize that flowers are grouped into 3 groups. We have the long stems. This we call line material. A rose we will call bold material, and this kind of flower we'll call a filler. And this is where you have the gypsophilia, you have the spray carnations, and you have flowers that have different types of heads. So to make your flower more interesting, you can use a combination of all of this in your arrangement. Let me tell you the difference. You see, these are spray roses, and these are spray roses. If I just use spray roses, yes, they will look beautiful, but there'll be a monotony, yeah? And we'll have a clustered effect look. But when I have roses mixed with the rest of the flowers, then that makes your flower look a bit more interesting. So I always like to begin with the center part, and that's with my rose.
So you said the rose is the bold.
Sorry? Bold. Yeah, it's bold. So we have line material, bold, and fillers. Yeah? If you want to work with greenery, that's also optional. So what I'll do, I'll go round as I put my flowers. Add my roses.
So it's good to dethorn the roses.
Sorry?
You dethorn them. You remove the thorns.
Yeah, for all of them. Oh yeah, you'd have to. Then you wouldn't be able to hold them if you don't.
Because a lot of us just cut and throw them in the water.
Sorry?
We just cut and throw them in the water. I've never dethorned them.
No, it's important to dethrone them.
Learn from this.
Thorn them to dethorn them. It's easy. You're just adding flowers on top and you're putting them on the same level.
So you don't cut fast. And you don't cut fast. Because what I usually do is I cut one,
Yeah.
and that is the one I'm going to use to get the measurement of everything.
Okay.
Gosh, am I the only one who does that?
At least you do it.
Yeah.
This all of us do. That's all. We just leave it to the experts.
There you buy them,
Goodness.
that's how you put it.
But I would imagine you're right. You cut one first and then you use that to layer and then you now. What I've never done.
By the way, if you want, you can also break rules and have some sticking out. Huh? You don't have to have them all on the same level. It depends on where you're putting your arrangement. But because I have so many arrangements with the same effect of clustered look, I want to have my bunch on the same level.
And you put them at an angle.
Yeah, at the angle as I go round. So it's like I'm crisscrossing my flowers around, and then I take my bunch, then I move my bunch round.
When you crisscross, okay, how natural is that? Is that a skill?
Sorry?
The crisscrossing. I was trying to figure out how you're doing it and just seeing it moving. It's just turning.
Yeah, it's just turning around. You crisscross and then you have to turn around. I don't want to put this because I hadn't added this to the other flowers. I want to have the same color scheme. And you know, with this arrangement, you can go on and on.
How do you know when to stop?
Depends on the kind of vase you have. Yeah? Or the amount of flowers, or what you've charged your client. Is that worth? Yeah, how many bunches?
Exactly the kind of bouquet I would like to receive. I'm saying it's looking nice.
I'm looking forward to seeing beautiful bunches. I'm sure there's something you're thinking in your mind.
Yes.
Are your bunches already done in your mind? Yes, you can do this.
I feel
So like you do 3, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3.
Oh,
From each
wrong.
collection. No.
Is that
No,
what
but
you
you see,
mean?
I can randomly, you pick the blue, the rose, the other
Yes,
one, and the other
yes,
one.
that's the best way to go at it, yes. Yes.
So you arrange
So
them
that you're
like this.
spreading them
1,
round.
2, 3, and then you go
Yes.
like that. You
Yeah.
see how they are arranged?
Yeah.
Oh my God, it's so beautiful.
Yeah. So and then I don't want to overpower it with the pink. Yeah. And this is a lovely bouquet to give to a friend. And yeah, a friend anywhere. And I hope they would love it the same way you'd love it. So I have my eucalyptus.
Yes, that's the one I've always been wanting to know how to do.
For my bouquets, I like to put it around towards the end of my arrangement.
Why is that? Is there any particular reason?
Well, it depends on what kind of arrangement I'm doing. Remember we said that this was clustered. Huh? If it was that world look, then I would have put the
Everywhere.
eucalyptus
Okay.
everywhere. Yeah, to just give it a more world look. I love stalks. Once they open up, they are really, truly beautiful. To add some pinks around this side. And then you can go on and on. So once that's done, then usually you'd put this in a longer vase. But I'm going to put this on the bowl because I want to use it for another reason. Do I have scissors? Okay, my rubber band. But before I cut, so I'll use that to hold my flowers together and then cut to the length I want. Yes, these are scissors. These are florist scissors.
Have you ever,
Yes.
have you ever tried thinking to yourself when you have a bouquet like she was saying, and then you try with your own scissors? The
As
experience.
early as yesterday, I was here and Angela got me some flowers from the African lilies.
Yeah.
And I remember taking my, because it just looked like this thing can cut. It didn't cut.
And you try and you keep trying, so you know, okay, let me do one by one. And as you do one by one, you disarrange again and you...
So where do we buy those? Gosh, you just spoke at the same time.
By the way, the best pair of scissors you can get for as a florist, we have a company called Oasis. Floral Life is the name I was looking for. They have accessories for florists here in
Kenya here.
Yeah. So they have the scissors, they have all types of accessories that you would need.
I think the first time they displayed was at the Flower Festival for Ever.
Oh, the pairs of scissors. For the accessories they had, yeah. So I'll cut this shorter and shorter until I get the ideal size I want for my bowl. And I'll put it in the bowl.
And there it is.
Yeah, the reason why I have done the
and so you put it tied?
Tight. Yes, you can put it tight or you can remove it.
So saying tied. You know the rubber band?
Yeah, tied, yes.
That's still okay?
That's
They
still
will
okay.
still last?
Yes.
Ah,
Oh, this
okay.
will last. Oh, yes. Yeah. They will last, yes. So since I'm going to have some other flowers behind, around this arrangement, I will add a few flowers to the sides. I've got such a short stem. I need a longer stem. And then I'll have to add my water.
So you can add others on the
So
side.
you can break rules.
When do you
To your liking.
when do you know when it's a good time to break rules? When you feel it's not fitting enough, huh?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, the secret's in this thing.
By the way, I remember I told you,
It's so nice.
after you learn the basics, then you can play around with
Like
anything.
being an artist, really.
Yeah, but that's a really nice thing.
Yeah, it is.
Because, yeah.
I just like how people just add. It makes you such a pro, you know. You just
Yeah, it looks very easy, but when you get to it,
No, these ones are easy. You trust me, you guys are going to do a good job.
you only knew how someone was like. This was
So-
not in my book.
Sorry?
Like, I had no idea.
is there a particular reason why you're cutting slanted? I noticed you're cutting it slanted.
Yeah, you know, there's so much to tell you. Yeah, and this is actually a very important point, and especially when you're beginning, when you're beginning in this trade. The reason why I'm cutting slanted is because then I get more space in the stem that pulls more water inside the stem. Yeah. So if I cut my stems at an angle, I create more space and
So it can absorb more food and water.
more water, more food, flower, food, and all.
In fact, the best way to try it now is have food color,
Gosh,
cut it straight,
that is so beautiful.
stand on the
So where can we buy that vase? I have a black one.
in the house.
Yeah. So we have that.
It was a style. I just thought it was a style of just
No,
like,
no,
you
no,
know, this
no,
is
no,
how
no.
you do it.
That's the best way to cut them.
Ah, this is really good info for a flower. You know, when you're talking to the bride, you're like, you know, it makes
It
it sound
is.
so professional. Got it.
And why do you remove those petals?
Anytime you get flowers, I think you want to remove the dented flower petals that are in the flower. Reason being is when flowers are being transported in boxes, this should not be on video because it will go global. When flowers are being transported in boxes here, usually we do not have the covering, and therefore most flowers get dented. And because of that, then you need to remove petals to get a very nice clean rose to give, especially for bridal bouquets. Yeah, for bridal bouquets and even bunches. But when you have expert quality flowers, that's not a problem. Yeah, it comes covered, and then you have your full bloom. So for this, I want to do my small arrangement. I'm going to use very few roses. And that is why this should be very easy. These two will be the easiest arrangements that you will make today. I'll make sure everybody has spray roses. And again, we begin with my flower in the middle.
So which arrangement is that you're making?
I'm making a small arrangement.
A smaller arrangement.
Yes. And remember, I'm not using the oasis. Yeah. And what I want to do for this one is remove some stems because I don't want it so clustered. So I have my 2 stems. Then I put my roses in. Thank God I still have a snap or 2. Put them on either side.
Stalk.
Yeah, cream stalks. And then I'm just going to do a few roses round and that will be it.
Look at that.
Now this small arrangement is very ideal for mini spaces. If you're hosting outdoors and you have cocktail tables, then you can have this. If you're for your bathrooms, your powder rooms.
For the mini bouquets, eh?
Yes, the small bouquets and the small vases.
The system is the same, it's just that you cut
Yeah,
it smaller.
they're much shorter. Yeah, they're much shorter. I'm looking for an ideal rose. I think I'm done with that. Huh? Now, at this point, I'm going to cut it much shorter because the vase is very small.
Wow. And me, the way I normally think, you just
Yeah, I mean,
we make mistakes in this country. And we are the biggest flower exporters.
We are the 4th largest exporters of flowers in Kenya.
After who?
Thank you for asking. I actually did my research. And actually, no, but these are things I need to know. You know, if I'm to answer questions somewhere, say I'm talking to some of the politicians and I'm trying to like plead my case. For example, I don't understand why we don't have a museum of flowers in Kenya. Or I go down where tourists come in and see what we have. Up to today, I don't understand why. Because we're the 4th largest growers of flowers. The number 1 is Netherlands. They grow 52% of all the flowers in the world. Number 1 is Netherlands. Number 2 is Colombia. And then there is Ecuador. And then we are 4th.
Yes, my flower is grown large scale in Colombia. It was received so well. The Samantha's bridal rose.
why don't you start that later?
This is a wedding flower.
Yes,
It is a wedding flower.
yes,
So,
it's a bridal flower.
yes. And what did you ask?
Why don't you start that? A museum.
You see, that's why we have such gatherings, so that we can talk to people
Yeah.
and
But I get to
You come together as
Bragging
florists.
yeah, come together as florists, and
People
then
name them mistresses.
you know one of the things we don't have in Kenya is a florist association, which is such a big mistake.
You don't have a florist
We
association?
don't have a florist
Why? It's
association.
there. But I think it's Indians have really taken over.
It's called Floral Club. We don't have an association of all the florists.
Why don't you?
You start.
I'm in politics. But maybe you're only 5 of you.
Please answer. Please do answer.
Because you're only 5 of you.
I think Lilian is more of a florist than one of the...
Yeah.
She doesn't like the...
Policy making.
Policy making, the whole...
And that is why we need
flowers.
people like Marion and Catherine. You come to us, we'll give you a story, and then you go fight for us and we'll back you up.
Florists, I find florists like IT.
Yeah.
IT people, tell them what you want, leave them alone, let them do it.
Yeah?
No social...
Who? Oh, Rosemary.
Kimunya, yes, the one I was confusing.
Yeah, Rosemary, yeah, Flower Festival. It's in the pipeline. Yeah, but we need people who can talk there. And that's why we have collaborations, Marion.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, my vase, it's just simple. I've given everybody a vase. I have a rose, my spray roses, and my rose. And this time I don't have to put the snaps. And remember, you can play around with color. You don't have to do things the same way.
There's the Floral Council of Kenya, the Kenya Flower Council.
Flower Council takes care. Club does not grow.
Okay.
It does not bring in many people off camera and all that. I mean, it's Asian based.
That's the one where this lady is a judge. Yeah? One of the judges. What's her name?
Nimit's mother,
Mina.
Nina.
One of the judges.
She's one of the judges. She's one of the best floral designers we have in Kenya. Lydia too. Lydia is a judge. Yeah. But it's not open. It's not really open to.
So you can use anything in your house. Look at that.
Yeah, you can use.
That's a glass.
Literally.
So what I'm doing is I'm removing the leaves because when I removed the leaves before, it was on a much lower level. So I've just realized if I just put them in here now, then my water will not last. I'm sure you can do this too very easily.
It looks very easy, but
It is easy.
until you start doing
We
it.
need to do up a table and put it together,
Okay.
and you will help me do that.
So when you said that, it keeps going through my skin.
You know what? Can you begin with this small one and this?
Okay.
Yeah?
I have a question.
Yes.
You see, when we buy flowers,
Yeah.
so let me speak to myself. When I buy flowers, because I'm not really trained, I really don't know how to. There's so many information that we are told on how to.
There's so many what? There's so many?
Information out there. So sometimes I'll put like a spoonful of sugar or even jik or soda. I don't know.
Yeah.
So what's the best way to ensure that the flowers last longer? There's a florist, a friend of mine, she told me that you have to change the water every 2 or 3 days.
That is true.
What are your tips?
I thought I'd carried some flower food. I'm sorry I didn't. We tried to look for the flower food we can't get. But I still think it's in the box somewhere. There is flower food, and it's a small sachet of a chemical that's put in the water and purifies the water for a long time. Now, jik is your next best option. And don't put a lot of jik, because what jik does, it kills bacteria. The idea is to kill the bacteria in the water. Sugar, I'm not sure. Coca-Cola, I'm not sure. Sprite, I'm not sure. But I could vouch for jik, and jik
At
is
least
very
Martha
easy to
Stewart
get.
said you can add sugar.
Said what?
Can add sugar.
Yeah, I've heard people say sugar because
Martha
the idea
Stewart.
is to kill the bacteria.
People.
But I wonder, I wonder which will last longer. Flowers in a sugar solution or in jik solution. I have not done the. Yeah, I have not
I
done the
did
comparison.
recently.
Sorry?
I did
What was
recently.
the experience?
My birthday flowers.
What
And I
did you put?
removed them the other day. They were my problem was, what are the biggest tip I've learned is to remove the leaves.
Leaves, yeah.
I think my problem was with the leaves.
Okay.
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
but I put jik and I changed every second day. They lasted, but not as long as I would have loved.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
it's the leaves because the
Yeah, the leaves under, yes, yes. But your flowers should last. And if you buy flowers and you find that they are wilted, especially roses, don't throw them away. Go and put them in a tub or immerse them in a basin of water and leave them there for 20 minutes or
In- the
something, or
roses?
even 30 minutes, yeah.
you insert them in what?
In water
The whole bunch.
completely.
Including the head
Yes, everything, yes.
and then
Yes.
Alright.
You
Chlorine
can
water
the
or just
head or
water?
not the head, depending
Chlorine
on the
water or just
sensitivity of
water?
the rose. Sorry?
Chlorine water or just
No,
water?
just water from the tap.
Okay.
And this you can do also for hydrangeas.
Okay.
And you know hydrangeas are very sensitive. So you mash them in water, and after a while you remove them. The stems, you find the stems will have hardened, and also the head.
Okay.
And you can have your roses back. And let me also give you another secret. When you do a bridal bouquet, make sure you wrap it with cellophane paper. Cellophane.
So you know that clear paper?
The clear plastic paper.
You know when
Okay.
you get
Bouquets.
bouquets, that's what is used to wrap the bouquets.
Before you take it,
No, after you, when you arrange the flowers, just spray the leaves a bit, then cover it completely. That bouquet can last for 3 days like that, looking beautiful.
And yet, what?
Yes. By the way, like,
Do you know how many florists just give you?
no. There's a way I package my bridal bouquets. I package each flower with cellophane. Yeah, and then you put them in their own box. I mean, you know, I always say this is the first box of flowers that the bride will see. Yeah, so if she
so you
sees
put
a
them
bit-
in a cute box,
Sorry?
In a cute box.
No, we've not yet reached there. I do my Oasis box, but the way I present it, Catherine, you'd be so happy because I line it up with very beautiful paper, and then I've wrapped the bouquet, I put it in, and covered it. Yeah, this is the cellophane paper.
Oh my goodness.
Label, yeah,
These are trade secrets.
yeah, trade secrets, yeah,
At the best
Honestly.
one of the bridesmaids might say take the bridesmaid.
yeah.
And this is where, Eunice, it's good to have a bride service attendant. Because the bride service attendant will know which is the flower for the bride and which is the flower for the rest of the bride.
But it's always good to label.
And label, still label. Yeah,
But
still
there are
label.
two things that
Yeah.
the bride sees.
Yeah.
Her bouquet
And
the
the
car.
name, yes.
And the car.
And the
Yeah, the first two things she sees.
Yeah.
To make her happy. Can set her mood actually for the day. Yeah, even before she gets to the church.
But
Yeah.
I like that. The labeling and making sure that every bouquet has cellophane. It gives it long life.
Yeah. So what have you learnt? Always remove the thorns and the leaves under.
Slant.
A slant cut is best. Use jig or
Deep in
flour
water.
food. Sugar, you can do an experiment. I've
Deep
had
in
sugar,
water.
I've had Coca-Cola.
I've had like
And always start with what is simple and grow. And that is why we have this. These are small arrangements. Kindly do some for me because I need to fill this table with. Because I have candles I want to use to accessorize this table.
So it's
Yeah,
our
so-
turn.
Yeah.
Catherine, this is not in the memo.
It was in the memo. It was in the memo. We can share. Some people may not have stations. We can share.
Yeah, on your tables. There's some extra flowers for whoever does not have, eh? Catherine, you want to
Let me
hear?
just explain how scared I am.
Don't be scared. It's fun.
Ladies and gentlemen, another Wednesday is upon us. And as you know, ladies and gentlemen, another Wednesday is upon us. And you know what that means? Wedding Wednesdays with Samantha's Bridal. So this week we have something very special in store for you. Mother's Day is just around the corner. And so we need to celebrate this special day specially, just as it is. Mother's Day is a day honoring mothers. It is a day celebrating motherhood and celebrating maternal bonds. So naturally, you want to look for activities to do with your mother or with your mother figure. So this week, we are highlighting one of those activities that you can do with your mother this coming Mother's Day. Stay tuned for more. I'm your host, Eunice Mui.
My name is Millicent Nyawera Kehara, an event planner at House of Events and Entertainment, a graduate of the Wedding Members Business Academy. We, House of Events and Entertainment, offer all event solutions, which include planning weddings and corporate events. We pride ourselves to deliver quality and effective work. The most challenging time is when I had to do a 3-in-1 event within a period of 2 weeks, which included a traditional ceremony for the bride in Uganda, an introduction in Nairobi, and a white wedding in Mombasa. But with the experience acquired over the years, we were able to execute it to the client's satisfaction. At WMBA, I got to learn how to plan and execute an event successfully, and also the do's and the don'ts of the events industry. I recommend anyone interested in joining the events industry to enroll for classes with the Wedding Members Business Academy, because that is where my dream to become a successful planner began.